Alrighty, fellas, good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome back to another PokeMMO stream recap. This is stream recap 406, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, and what's happening inside the PokeMMO community, the discussions, the forum posts, the turbo online MMO-ness. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happening, guys, what people are excited for, a catch event that is happening today. We got the spooky music in the background. Shout out Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack. You gotta love it. How could you not? So, we got the Pondered Catch event. This is happening today, so I'll be doing this on stream today. Maybe a few clips in the recap, mostly focus on an Iron Man episode, though. This is on 19th of October. We know it's today. It's today at 2 p.m. ET, so in about 2 hours. You got your Pondereds, your Duosians, your Garbodors, your Liepard, your Machino. Most importantly, you have your chance at a really good shiny. One of the best shinies you can win from a catch event is like a single encounter shunt shiny like this. It's really, really good. So saving hundreds of hours, winning yourself a free shiny Pondered, you know, just do it, guys. Obviously, just win the catch event. It's that easy. Go ahead and go for it. Next up, the Doduo catch event on Wednesday the 22nd of October at 1 p.m. ET, Route 18 in Kanto. You got Dodrio +5, +2 for Doduo. It's a minus here. Jolly's +5 for nature bonuses. Naughty's -3. There's a shiny Doduo up for grabs here. Honestly, in my opinion, Dodrio, underrated shinies. I think it's a really beautiful shiny. Check out this event once again on the 22nd. This is up tomorrow. This is next week, Wednesday, in October. Petalburg Prison Escape. Following up the Petalburg Prison Catch event, which I love, very on theme. This is on Sunday, the 26th of October at 1 p.m. ET, Route 102 in Hoenn. You got your Seedots, your Ralts, your Surskits, your Lotads, and then your nature bonuses, all the mixed attack natures that aren't plus speed. So no Naive, no Hasty, Mild, Lonely, Naughty, Rash. And then shiny Seedots up for grabs. Another really good shiny, usually a ×3 horde hunt. I mean, you might be able to ×5 Nuzleaf, but usually you do ×3 hordes with like Lotad, Seedot, Viper. There's a lot of split mons in that location. Zangoose, great shiny. So it'd be nice to win one for free, so you don't have to like purposefully hunting for one of these is actually kind of hard versus just winning one specifically from the event. Next up, you have your Beijing time zone catch events. These are for players in China, players in Australia. That's a big one. If you're in Australia, but you can't really make the Western world catch events, these are going to be a lot easier for you on your time zone from my understanding. October 24th, Saturday at 1600 Beijing time, Route 6 in Unova. You have 1 hour to catch as many, Carablast? I always forget Carablast, Shelmet, Carablast as possible. And you want to get yourself potentially a shiny Escavalier or Carablast. Make sure to pick the shiny that you want. You cannot like evolve it or de-evolve it after, since it is a gift reward. So keep that in mind. Next up, Fanpy catch event on October 25th, Saturday, 600 Beijing time, in the Hoenn Safari Zone. These are roughly translated via Google Chrome. Little Elephant. You can get yourself a shiny Glitter Elephant, a shiny Fanpy up for grabs. That's the catch events. Now we have the Vanity Suggestion thread. I've been going through this. There's like 12 to 13 years of Vanities, pixel art made by players, made by fans of the game, wanting to show off their stuff and just recommend things to see possibly in the game one day. And some of these have made it into the game over the years. I really liked this one. It took me like a double take for a quick sec, but I think it's really cute. The little like planetarium dome on their head, I think is super sick. I think it's super cool. The little like berry, because like the Lepa berry hanging off here. I really like this. I like the idea of more domes. We have the Snow Globe Vanity in PokeMMO, and it's honestly one of my favorites. It's really underrated in my opinion. Let's see if I can find it really quick on the GTL. Yeah, the good old Snow Globe hat. I really like this vanity. It's actually a little under 3 mil. It's not that expensive. It was a limited time gift shop vanity in 2020. I really like this vanity. It has not done very well in the market, and I don't think people really love it, but it might be one of my favorite Christmas vanities. That, and then the Fairy Elfbot. Another vanity that I thought was going to do way better than it did, market-wise, it is now 239K. I think there was a lot of supply. I think there is a demand. I could be wrong. But the supply was just, there was a lot of these put into the game. I love this. It's a pink Santa hat, dude. This is my favorite Santa hat. I really like it. I wish it was more expensive, but no, it's pretty, it's affordable. It's a good thing for you guys, you know, good thing for any new players who want to dress up for Christmas coming up. It's 239K. That's one Jimmy run. One Jimmy run, you could get yourself some sick permanent drip like this. All right. Back to the suggestions though. I really like the planetarium. Very, very cool. I'm gonna skip some of the meme stuff. I don't know how I feel about this. Like I respect the vision, okay, and the artwork. The Ariados helmet, it looks pretty crazy. I don't know if I think it's a little too crazy. Maybe they could clean it up. I'm not sure, but it, you know, I respect it. I respect it for the Ariados lovers out there, okay? Suggesting some of these, like I always love the idea of using the NPC sprites and outfits on your character. I think it's a really cool idea. Why don't we don't have like this pigtail option or even this hair option, do we? I've said for a long time, PokeMMO is seriously lacking on hairstyle options. One of the biggest vanity like overhauls we kind of need, in my opinion, is a lot more hairstyles. Hair is a really important thing, you know. It's really crucial to getting your vision, getting your personality across. I would love to see more hairstyle options. Next up, similar to the Ariados, same person. I respect it, Molyneux. I respect the Ariados and Spinarak love. Obviously, this needs to be like outlined or prettied up a little bit, but he did a pretty good job. I couldn't, you know, do this good of pixel art. Spinarak, a little Spinarak hat. And then people, you know, love cross-porting. People always love cross-porting different IPs into PokeMMO. And I'm not always for it, you know. I'm always like a little skeptical. I think it's really important to do it with style, with Riz per se. I do adore this. The Cloud, even if you don't know it's from DBZ, even if you aren't a DBZ fan, this just looks amazing. And I think that's the best kind of stuff to port over to PokeMMO, is things that like look amazing even if you don't get the reference. I don't like reference culture. I don't like yeah, the Cloud is so clean. This, whoever, like the pixel art person who did this is also phenomenal. Like this is one of my, it's so clean, so clean. This is so good. And this is the Lucky Red Dragon. It's actually a vanity in the game, but recolored to be more like the DBZ dragon, if I understand. I'm not a huge, I've watched like 25 episodes of DBZ and I read the Dragon Ball manga growing up, but I'm not a huge, you know, Dragon Ball guy, but I respect it for what it is, right? I love the Cloud. I think this is a little, I don't love the dragon as much. It's just a simple recolor, but I love the Cloud. It does work quite well, you know, with just the recolor, but I like the Cloud is amazing. The Minish outfit from the Zelda Minish cap. I think this looked a little goofy, but I don't know. I'm not totally against it. Maybe in different pieces or maybe in more obscure pieces. I don't like when we port game pieces and game reference directly to the game, like, oh, here's the Zelda Minish, you know, whatever outfit, or here's the Link outfit, and it's called like Link's hat and blah blah. I'd rather be like, oh, here's a red elf slumped hat, and have it be like its own thing, and have it what's the word? I prefer having things be like diverse pieces and more generalized vanities, and then you have to kind of build the outfit. If you want your character to look like the Minish Zelda, if you want your character to look like Zelda, if you want your character to look like Goku, I like the idea of you having to combine, like right now, oh, you combine the fire dragon robes. If you want to look like Goku, to be fair, some DBZ fans are going to yell because this is probably not accurate. But if I were trying to look like Goku, based on the Goku in my mind, I'd probably go for like the fire dragon robes, the Charizard robes with like the electric storm hat, which is super expensive. And you would like combine different vanities to make it work the best you can. You wouldn't just go buy, oh, the Goku top, the Goku bot. I think it's uncreative. I think that's unfun. I think it's not like expressive. Simply copying your favorite character into your game, I don't find that personally, it's enough for you, more power to you. I don't personally find that very expressive. Vanities are all about creativity, combining non-matching sets, in my opinion, to like make I need to do, actually, I would love to do another, I used to do vanity fashion contest, and it's been a while since I've done one. I would love to bring those back, maybe do one before the Halloween event and then one after, because to hopefully show people what I'm looking for in a vanity outfit, and to show people like how to combine non-matching sets and make them match, if that makes sense. It's a really beautiful thing. Next up, bro, call me, maybe it's my inner American, my inner Kate Kona speaking. I genuinely think if we got a tractor mount in PokeMMO, it might be my favorite mount in the game. I don't know why. It would look so funny. It would be so funny to ride around on a yo, yeehaw, brother. Maybe it's the fact that my high school had a bring your tractor to school day, bro. Kate Kona. I would love this. I legitimately would love a tractor mount in PokeMMO. I think it would be so funny. You already have some farmer vanities, the pitchfork, I like that. This guy nailed it. Shout out to this guy, guest / Naihu in game. This guy nailed what is, in my opinion, you took non-matching outfits and put them together in a unique matching way. This is supposed to be the Luffy hat, the like one piece like straw hat, right? He used this perfectly in a farmer's outfit. The pitchfork, which is like usually used for riding in PokeMMO, he, you know, the overalls, like this is the perfect, the Miltank follower sprite. This is a perfect example of he took vanities that weren't all one set and turned them into a creative mosh pit. And I love that, and I love the idea of a tractor vanity. And this is really, I think this is cool. Maybe I'm just crazy. I do kind of like over the top vanities to some extent that just take over your head, only for your head usually. That and mounts. I think body pieces and pants should be a little more subtle, but I like this. I like this. This could be a to each their own type beat, but I really like this one. I've spent a lot of time covering the Vanity Suggestion thread, but I think it's really fun. Anyways, next up, I thought this was really cute. This is in the dry streak existence thread, where everybody is posting their driest streak with the new encounter counter, so we have official like evidence of it in PokeMMO. I think the driest person I've seen is actually a streamer. I forget their name off the top of my head, so my apologies. There's a Twitch streamer for PokeMMO that was like 250 260k dry, and that is the driest player I've seen. He did it live on Twitch. That's the driest player I've seen with the new encounter counter so far. And but Bearminator, a head game master, said at the end of the year, the 3 players who post the longest dry streaks broken by finding a shiny will get a 30-day donator status from me. This is just a game master doing this shit for the love of the game. There is no reason to do this aside from he just likes the community and wants to be nice and offer up a little sub mini game. Dude, you have to appreciate the staff members of PokeMMO. All they do, like, they're just doing this for the love of the game, and I think it's so beautiful, so cool. Wanted to shout it out. There's ups and downs all around. The staff members of PokeMMO, I think some of the most consistently amazing people that carry this community. It is one of the most thankless jobs. I get positive comments every day, and I appreciate that. Go spread some of that love and give it to the CMs, the game masters, all the community members in chat. They work so hard for the love of the game. Check them out. All right, that's Bearminator. Next up, a lot of people might already know this, but I wanted to cover the official post. There was a big ban wave in PokeMMO last Thursday, I believe, for the last stream. And we have the good ending. We have positive news, which I think the community really needs right now. Chihuahua Raven was a 5,500 hour player. They had over 55,000 hours in the game, 55 OT shinies, and they were permabanned. And this is gonna happen. The problem is human error is gonna happen. Obviously, it sucks. And I wish it's one of those, like, I wish it never happened, but humans are never going to be perfect. You can't really expect that. I'm really glad that he got unbanned. I'm really glad that it was proven. I'm really glad they put time into his case. They literally reached out to him, or I guess he made a forum post, and then they reached out to him, and he sent like videos of himself tapping his phone to like, they really put a lot of time. Like, they did a proper like investigation, which I really appreciate. Like, I think if someone's put that much time into your game, I do think it's like the least they deserve, in my opinion. Some sort of proper investigation as opposed to like automated responses, right? It's not great. It's always going to happen. It's false bans or human error is always going to happen. It's the same reason like false arrests and things like that, you know, and that's a different, you know, I don't want to get too much into that. That's rough, right? But mistakes are always going to happen. Mistakes are always going to happen. And you have to just be able to handle them the best you can. And I do think this one was handled pretty well, where he made a really respectful forum post. The devs responded and reached out. And it was, what was really sad, you have to keep in mind, is he's like one false ban that got overturned out of how many proper bans of people claiming innocence. That's the unfortunate situation with the ban situation in Pokemon. I always say it could be your best friend, it could be your mother, it could be your son. Most humans will try to feign innocence when they make a mistake, which sucks. It's kind of how we're wired, and we have to fight against that to not be like that, right? So unfortunately, there was a lot of people that bandwagoned on Chihuahua's post and was like, hey, I'm just like this guy, I'm innocent too. And the devs came out and were like, no, you guys are actually all 1000%, like, you guys definitely cheated. It was really shitty that people who cheated tried to hop on the bandwagon and like ride Chihuahua's coattails when he genuinely didn't cheat and his ban got overturned, whereas a lot of other people were like, no, we blatantly saw you all using the same bot on Windows. Like, really crazy to see. But I want to say congrats to Chihuahua. This is the positive, the good ending. I'm glad you got unbanned. He's been really nice about it, really cool about it, and really open about talking about it. So just shout out, much love to him. Next up, I don't want to talk about this for an extended period of time because I could talk about this for so long. But this is one of the most in-depth. Give me a quick sec. There's a lot of yapping. This is one of the most in-depth forum posts I've ever seen in the suggestion box. Thank you for the sub, Offie. 26 months is crazy. Thank you so much. One of the most in-depth, I couldn't not share this. I vehemently encourage you to go read this in in whatever detail you want to. I'm gonna actually link it in the stream chat. It's also over on the suggestion box on the PokeMMO forums, and it's called Time Machine. And it's basically, the TLDR is that it's an item or mechanic that would allow you to go over to Black White 2 and then also Kanto's Johto. Now, I do have massive apprehension when it comes to this. There's a lot of balancing problems with this, like the extra gyms that you could rerun. If we add 2 more mostly redundant regions, the problem is whenever you say that, people fucking love Black and White 2. Like people love Heart Gold Soul Silver. So there's people who love the traditional games that super want those full games to be in the game, even though they don't really make sense in my personal opinion in PokeMMO. I think the redundancy of the Kanto 2 and Johto, I think that, and also the problem is some people are saying, oh, replace the current Kanto we have with the Johto Kanto. So that would delete everybody's progress in Kanto, the original one. You have to remove from the game, and that there's just so many problems with that. And then you'd have to travel. You know how like all the region boat travel right now is, oh, you travel between all the regions? You'd have to travel to Johto to get to Kanto. That would be weird. There's a lot of problems. And you couldn't start in Kanto as a region if that's the case. There's a lot of problems with a lot of this. Black White 2 I have not played, I always say. So let me qualify that. I can't imagine. People do say they're such different games, like Black 1 and Black 2. I honestly need to play them because I feel like I need that perspective. I've heard some people say they're really similar games and just some of the routes are different and some of the gym trainers are different, but like the map is like mostly the same, but like a few extra cities. I don't know. It's out of my depth. I honestly don't know. This will also take so much dev time. That was a main consideration. There's a lot of really interesting stuff here, and I appreciate the effort. Look at all the visuals. Look at all the custom sprites that this guy made for this. Like I don't know. There's so many cool things. And I do like the idea of like the time travel being linked to Celebi. It makes sense in the world's lore and the universe. This guy made like a 7-part. This is all his posts. These are not comments. These are all his posts. This is one of the most in-depth posts I've ever seen. I haven't even gone into it in great detail. He brings up a use for the wishing stones. Like this guy is trying to solve like so many, which is what you should do. Holy crap. Like I like the idea of solving multiple in-game updates with one mechanic. That is what you usually want. You don't want one mechanic to just be one mechanic. You want one mechanic to solve multiple problems. This is really interesting. I'm gonna have to read through it in more depth off stream, to be honest with you. There's just a lot going on here, but I had to shout it out because he put so much effort into this. He brings up the idea of wish chunks. I'll read this. Wish chunks and wishing stone purpose. Wishing stone usage has been a mystery for almost over 2 years now. It's suddenly waiting for the developers to announce what its purpose. In the meantime, I've got my own ideas to finally bring the stones into the game loop. But for them to work properly, a new item would be to implement wish chunks. Wish chunks would be a special untradeable item that can be found in the future, more specifically in Kanto 2 and Black White 2 post-game areas. Their main purpose would be to be crafted into wishing stones, but they can be traded with NPCs for different options. Where can I find them? I want to see like what are they used for. Wish chunk crafting and trading certain NPCs and present or on the future. Up to 50 wishing chunks will give the players an opportunity to turn them into a single wishing stone. But we don't know the wishing stone usage. Wishing stone purpose. Wishing stones could be used to summon a special type of raid, a legendary raid with highly increased chance for featured legendary raid bosses to be shown at the end of the battle. I'd be almost okay with this. Like I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. I have to read this. I don't want to judge this post. I have apprehensions to adding the new regions, but if anybody is going to convince me, it's probably this guy, because he puts so much effort and love and is trying to answer every detail, and that's amazing. I might have to read this off stream or do a whole video on this because there's just so much details. But anyways, I wanted to show it. I think it's worth to show it to you guys. That is all the stream recap intro stuff covered. I have berries to go farm on the Ironman. I have this alpha to talk about. I will see you guys with any questions from chat and any Halloween event speculations, updates, anything like that. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's a really good question, pretty like detailed and specific. And I'm going to guesstimate. I do not know the answer to this. No one knows the answer to this. You have to adjust and adapt based on what happens in live time. Someone said, when do you think will be the best time to sell raid-ready Pokemon? I have a bunch that I might use on alt accounts or sell them. I think day 1 through like 3 or day 1 through 4 in the earliest part of the event season. Because as time goes on, people are probably going to have more time to farm the Pokemon, build them. They're gonna, there's going to be crazy high demand day 1 through 4 of the Halloween event for good IV Pokemon and for raid ready Mons, and those people are gonna be like, oh shit, the Halloween event in Pokemon, I love that. I played PokeMMO 4 years ago, let me hop on. Oh shit, I didn't prepare anything, I've never done this before. I don't have a pumpkin team, I don't have a raid team. Well, raids are still new to me in Pokemon. I've never played before, or haven't played in 4 years, and I have some Pokeyen from when I played years ago, or I can credit card swipe or whatever. You know what, I'm just gonna spend my money, or I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna buy raid mons outright because I want to be able to do the pumpkin fight, yada yada yada, right? That happens a ton days 1 through 4. So you want to sell those stock. If you're doing the PVM investment, stock up on PVM Pokemon, EV train them, XP train them, get them ready. You want to sell, you can sell just good IV mons during events. That does happen to some, but like you really want the, people want to skip the wait. People who are buying Pokemon during the event season, they don't really want to buy breeders, breed them up, EV train, XP train. No. They want to spend their money and they want to skip all the time. They want to get into the action. They want to get into the pumpkin mini bosses, the pumpkin fight, whatever it may be. So having raid ready Pokemon and EV train, XP train Pokemon could be a good investment. You never know it. They could be, maybe so many people prepare this year to where the demand isn't there and there's too much supply. You have too many people prepared. So it's not a guaranteed good investment. Nothing ever is. But it's possible you can make some really good money on that. We'll have to see what happens. If you have some EV trained Jinxes, if you have some dry stin Jinxes sitting around, you could just go EV train them. I think that could be some really good, possibly potentially extra amazing Pokeyen, but it depends on how many. A lot of people have stocked up on alpha Jinxes with the potential of alpha Suicune raid coming back, where, if you don't know, dry skin Jinx, hidden ability access Jinx was meta during the Suicune raid, which nobody expected last year, and alpha Jinxes went from 4k up to weren't they 40k at their maybe even more at their peak. It's crazy that any alpha Jinx went from 4k to 40k at 10 times. Let's do some math for reference, just to show you an idea of how good PVM investments can be, but they also can go down or do nothing. So it's a risk, right? But let's say you bought 100 alpha Jinxes. I think Epoch bought 100 alpha Jinxes like this year, for example, at 4k a piece, right? Let's say 6k a piece average. That's 600k, right? Let's say, so 100, now you have 100. Let's say there was 6,000 a piece to buy. That's how much they cost. Now they're a little bit more, but that's how much they cost back then. Now let's do the 100. If you sell them for, let's say you sell them for 38k. We're I'd rather be generous than what's called, right? So you turned 600k into 3.8 mil. That is the power of investments. You made a 3.2 mil profit just by putting some money. It's insane. You can make insane percentages and insane Pokeyen on really good investments, but it's hard to do, obviously. That's why not everybody does it, Yeah, I think we'll get another alpha roamer. Yeah, maybe we get alpha Raikou or some shit, right? And maybe that makes, I don't know what hidden ability has. Maybe alpha Raikou makes some lightning rod Pokemon super good. Is there any that's not hidden ability, but maybe some maybe Rhyperiors become, I could totally see Rhyperiors becoming meta. Lightning rod, lightning rod's a really good raid ability, actually. Because it doesn't draw in, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't lightning rod, there's one of them that draws in the electric type attacks, where if the mon tries to use Thunderbolt against your teammates Osmoril or some shit, you can draw that in with rod. Am I incorrect? That's really good. That's really so lightning rod mons have a lot of potential in raids. We haven't really seen them pop off yet, but there's some really insane potential there for sure, in my opinion. All right, I'm about 1 minute late, but that's okay. Here is our first catch of the event. False Swipe Spore, Great Ball the Liepard. This is going to be a very specific event, as you can see from the notepad document over here. Every Pokemon requires a very different strategy. Could be very, very specific. There's our first catch, Liepard. Let's see. Just decent, average, that's okay, as most catch events will be. I'm hoping that me putting in a little bit of extra time and trying to calc through everything and trying to find the best strats before the event, very last minute, hoping it gives me a slight advantage. We'll see how it plays out. You know what? I haven't talked about PokeForce in a long time. People have been asking a little bit about it again recently. It's just still in development. People's like, oh, where is it? You know, yada, yada, yada. It's just still in development. And I don't want to call it development hell. I wouldn't say that. It's just a lot of things have popped up. It's just there's been a lot of bugs. It's going to happen. The problem is game development, maybe more than any like profession, like things just happen that you don't plan for and don't expect, and you have to, it just adds a lot of time. So, and there's still, so if you want to know what's going on with PokeForce, join the Discord. They post updates constantly. They just posted an update on October 12th, showing different screenshots and showing. PokeForce does a dev blog like every single month, a dev diary, showing what's happening, telling you what they're working on, what's going on. So like if you don't know what's happening with PokeForce, the person to blame, no disrespect, it's you. You can just go check it out. Like there's all they more than PokeMMO, they actually communicate with what's happening. They're just in development. You know, I think they're in the development trenches. They're just working hard. Exactly, they're working hard. They're in a tough spot, but they're working hard at it. It's not. I wouldn't call it development hell. They're in development trenches for sure. It's a lot. Pokemon MMOs are hard, dude. People think, oh, you just plop the game into. You don't. You have to code everything from scratch and code battle systems, and you have, you know, it's a lot of work. I can only imagine, right? So they're just working on PokeForce. They're working really hard at it. So a lot of people might not know what is PokeForce, right? PokeForce. Someone said, "What's the elevator?" PokeForce is probably the best elevator pitch game, honestly, because it's really easy to elevator pitch. PokeForce is planning to be a more modern Pokemon MMO with like Stardew Valley and RuneScape elements. They have a leveling system. They have a crafting system. They want to do player housing, I believe. I don't know if they're working on that. I don't know if it's like really like implemented. I don't know if it will be for a long time, but like the skilling system was implemented. They've done multiple different open betas where you could win like vanities and like certain prizes for playtesting. I've did all those, really fun. I'm really excited for PokeForce. PokeForce is the most excited I've been for a Pokemon MMO in a really long time, and I think it has really insane potential, but it takes so much to dethrone. People always, oh, will it be better than PokeMMO? Asking will PokeForce be better than PokeMMO is like kind of like asking, will an apple tree seed be better than a food like a Honeycrisp apple? Like, I don't know. It depends on how the tree grows. There's a lot. We have no idea. You can't compare a seed to a fully grown fruit. PokeMMO has been in development for 13 years. I have no idea. It's possible that PokeForce grows a sweeter and more fruitful tree, but we just don't know yet. We have no idea. I have a video talking about PokeForce versus Pokemon if you're interested in kind of comparing that thought process, but the TLDR is I'm really looking forward to PokeForce and I'm really excited for it, but it's pretty far ways away out. So I wouldn't like, you know, get super excited to where you're like, you know, because it's a long ways away and it's a big project. They're very ambitious. But it is a big team. I think they have like 20 or 30 people. It's a huge team. Like all people doing different things. That's what's really impressive to me, is they have so many people working on it in conjunction. Fly Happy, you bring up a good point. He said they could add Mega Evolutions the same way they added Skyform Shaman. I like so someone asked me my opinion on Megas. I'm really neutral towards Megas. I only really have strong opinions on things that I'm really passionate about and care about and affect me. When it comes to Megas, I just want them to be balanced. That's really important for the game, obviously. I want them to be balanced, and then if the majority of the community wants Megas in the game, I want Megas. It's kind of like I'm neutral towards it. Like, if the community wants Megas and we can balance them, we should probably add Megas. You know, that's like a long-term. Now, Megas are probably not happening anytime soon. I could be wrong, but event ended. Thank you for the heads up. Good call. But we could add Megas in a lot of ways. But anyway, Fly Happy brought up the Skyform Shaman. I really would love to see more things you unlock in PokeMMO by dumping a huge amount of like items or Pokemon or whatever it is. I love the idea of having to consume. It's so good for the economy. So it also just feels really good, in my opinion. Imagine if we talked about before, like imagine if you had to catch like, or like consume like 3 Zapdoses or some shit to get like a Zapdos mount or something. Like that would be like really cool. Like, I love the idea of it's a legendary sync and it helps the game's economy, and then it also gets you a cool reward that feels really good. I love the idea of like, so if you don't know, Skyform Shaman, you would use Deciduous, right? You would use like, is it a few hundred? Is it 100? You would use a fair amount. Is it 700? I don't know. It's some amount of Deciduous. It would cost a fair bit of Pokeyen, and you would consume them and put them into your Shaman, and you would unlock Skyform. And you can only use Skyform like for a temporary period of time, I believe, and then it is also banned in PvP. Like, you know, it's very balanced, right? Kind of similar to like Darkrai. Like, it had to be balanced to be implemented at all. But I like the idea of syncing things into it, and you don't have to necessarily do it all at once. You know, you can like sync in a few hundred of your deciduous now and then do the others later. And I think it's a really cool, I like that. I like the idea of consuming things and putting things into like a bank account essentially and slowly unlocking it over time. I think there's a lot of potential there for PokeMMO unlocks. Should there be a catch event chat? I actually love that idea. Like a chat in the PokeMMO chat system, or like an event chat. I love the idea of that. They post the results in global chat. I love the idea of there being some sort of specific dedicated event chat, especially like maybe like during the holiday seasons. Like you could have, maybe that's too much, I don't know. The PokeMMO chat system in general just kind of needs an overhaul. That's kind of a huge probably. I love PokeMMO. I'm not trying to, you know, shit. We should always fix things, a lot of amazing things. The chat system, probably one of the most archaic parts of the game. It's probably one of the most outdated parts of PokeMMO is the chat system. It definitely needs a pretty large overhaul in my opinion. Like to the point where like for new players, most new players don't know how to answer whispers and don't know like when someone's whispering them, aside from like the ping noise. This happens a lot. Me and many other creators have made videos like giving away things to new players and that kind of on that kind of vein. And it is really hard to get new players to answer you. Like it's yeah, they don't know how to use the chat system, and how should they? Why would they're not taught. The game does not tell you. There's no explanation. It's very unintuitive. No other game really has a similar system. It's a very like the chat system in PokeMMO is very archaic, really needs to be reworked, and it's a problem for new players. And there's no like default, I don't know if there's even like a default whisper tab when you start up the game. There's not a default team tab, that's for sure. And then you're not taught like, oh, you have to have the tab open, but also be chatting in that. Like, there are two different things. There's the like, what chat are you talking in, and which chat are you looking at? That's a very old school MMO kind of chat system, and I think it's confusing in my opinion. All right, catch event results are coming in fourth place. Obana X, fourth place, total point score of 18. Pretty darn low. I think someone in chat said they had a 20. We saw a 24. So someone in chat that has a 170, I believe. Atticus Dale, good luck to you. Third place is a 170. Is that you? Fuck, dude. Wow, that is okay. I bet a lot of people came to this event. That's for this. This is a really complicated, difficult catch event. 170 being third place. I bet second place is a tie as well. Caught at 610. That means second place was that caught before 610. No shot. The difference between first and second place is 22 seconds. Or like 30. There's no like a 1 minute to be. No, 50. I'm terrible at math. 58 seconds? That's insane. Or is it a minute and 8 seconds? I'm so bad at math. About a minute. That's insane. The difference between third place and second place was like a minute. Bro, that's crazy. And then first place 171, really tight event. Third and second both 170. First place 171. X Yo Face. Okay, I do love this name. X Yo Face, congratulations on the first place. That was a tough event, dude. Man, really tight event. Sorry to the person in chat who didn't Atticus Dale, did you even place? Oh, please don't tell me you caught a 170 but caught it like 11 minutes into the event or later and didn't place. That would actually be so tragic. It's possible. It's possible that someone caught a 170 in this event and did not place. That would hurt. I hope that's not what happened, but I got a 170 but at 222. You caught a 170 and didn't place. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's actually so 170 not placing is fucked up. Holy shit. My highest was a 146, dude. That's a 170 not even getting top 3. That might be like one of the like handful of times I've ever seen that. That is really rare. Dude, people love Shiny Pondard. I think a lot of people showed up for this event. People showed up for this event. That's insane. My heart goes out to you. Holy guacamole. Here, some people might not know this. This is a great question. Someone, how are you watering so fast? Is that a mod? No. It's just key binding the the pail, the duck fuck thing. If you keep, it's way faster. If you water your berries like this, go through all the, it's so much slower. But if you just do this, boom, boom. Berry farming becomes like pretty mechanical if you can get like go for like higher speeds or whatever. Great question. Anyways, perfect spot to call it. Fun catch event today. Some cool Iron Man progress. Berry farming arc continues and your daily news. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you did. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon videos every single day. I do post every single day on YouTube, and I stream usually Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET on Twitch and YouTube. But sometimes weekend streams like this for catch events are a lot of fun, so check them out if you can. Discord down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations do allow me to be here. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Arena.
Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.